Okay, here's the deal. I've been working with AI for content generation for a couple years now, and my approach to it is constantly changing and evolving as my own skill set deepens and the tools themselves are getting better and better. What I'm about to share is my current workflow that's working quite well for me. Doesn't mean it's the best workflow, doesn't mean it would even work for you, but I just like to share the process that I go through when I'm trying to put together kick-ass content for our clients or for ourselves. Here's the key takeaway right up front. AI content needs you. Sure, you can press a button and just produce content, but that content is just going to be, the homogenization of all the content that's already out there, and it's a surefire way to be mediocre. If you want to produce great results, it's going to be your taste, your judgment, your experience, and your ability to recognize good from bad that's going to take this content from middle of the line to something truly exceptional. AI is just another tool. Please don't use it as a crutch. So step one is ideation. I always start by trying to brainstorm what it is that I'm actually trying to say. It's not about just finding a topic, it's about finding something unique to say. Your goal in this world of AI content generation is really about uniqueness. How can your content stand out from all the other pieces of content? To get moving, you can absolutely analyze your competition and see what content they're putting out. You can browse around and look for trends and current topics. And you can certainly leverage AI to bounce ideas with. The point is to land on a topic that people will actually want to read. Would you want to read this piece of content that you're putting together? Start from there. Step two is building your outline. Once I've got a topic I believe in, I want to put together an outline before I actually start writing. So here's the trick that I do. I actually just record my own voice and ramble on and on about all the things that I'm hoping this article will do and what I've learned from competitive research, and just trying to dump all of my knowledge that I can in any old way into a voice recording. I'll then take that voice recording, transcribe it, and I'll feed it into ChatGPT. From there, I'm going to start with a strong prompt. Create an outline for topic X. Be sure to include all the points that I made in my rambling and help organize and expand on my ideas to put together a really well done outline that is going to create a piece of content that our target audience, as defined by X, Y, and Z, will love to consume. Now, review the outline. Again, while I'm reviewing it, I'm actually recording my voice to get real-time feedback, and I'm really trying to beat it up. The thing with AI is you don't just want to blindly take what its output is. You really want to focus on quality. So beat it up, make it better, challenge it, get rid of parts that don't make sense, ask it to refine in a certain way. Once you have an outline that you feel reasonably good about, I'll then take that outline and I'll put it into another AI model. So for instance, maybe I'll bring it over to Gemini, and then I'll ask Gemini to give its feedback on this outline, describe my goals, and then I'll see what its suggestions are and potentially implement those suggestions into the outline. Then I'll take it to another AI model completely, and I'll ask it more questions, how it feels about from a flow point of view, or if there's any gaps, if there's any other things that I can and should be talking about. Again, incorporating the ideas that I feel make it better into the main outline. So the idea is to take this outline and to run it through different models, to constantly beat it up, to challenge it, to try to make it go deeper, to try to make the flow work better, to just keep improving it, but use different models. At the end of this step, you should have an outline that you feel pretty great about. So step three is starting to draft your article. So as tempting as it might be to just say, write an article based on this outline, I guarantee you the results are not going to be good. You have to go section by section. Here's where I start. I like to feed AI examples of what I think is stellar work. Ideally, it's content that you yourself have actually written that you feel incredibly proud of, or a writer you've worked with that you think has done a great job on the target website where this content is going to go. So feed it some examples and explain that this is the type of tone of voice that you're hoping to aim for. If you have actual tone of voice documents or editorial guidelines, also feed that into AI before you actually start writing. Now, once you've had some examples and you've given it all of your documents to help keep it brand aligned, now start working through section by section. Have it just write the intro. And again, go back and forth with AI to challenge it, to mold it into what you want. You are the tastemaker here. Don't just let good enough be good enough. Make it better. Keep iterating until you have a section that you feel is great, and then ask AI to move to the next major section. Do this down through the entire document until you now have a completed article. This brings us to step 4, which is refinement and feedback loops. So just like I did with the outlines, I like to do with the final article. So I would start directly in whatever program I'm working with, which is typically ChatGPT for me these days. And I'll ask it what it thinks. What are the weak points? Are there any redundancies? Is there something that can make it more useful and more engaging for a user? And it will have plenty of feedback. At that point, you can pick and choose the things that you would want to work on to refine with. Then take what you have from there and now feed it into Gemini or Claude or something else and ask for its feedback. Get different input from the different models and incorporate what you feel will make it better and better. Once I've done all that, I like to take my semi-finished article and I like to put it into Grammarly. Grammarly usually has a lot of good suggestions from just a grammar and a flow point of view. Don't just take all of its suggestions and apply it. Again, I think that'll produce garbage results, but see what it has to offer and apply what makes sense. Now that that's done, I like to actually read it out loud. This is where you're going to catch things that feel unnatural or clunky or unnecessarily wordy. Trust me, it'll stick out like a sore thumb when you try to read it out loud. Make all those edits, and now you have a semi-finished piece of content. Step 5 is sharing and putting the finishing touches on your article. So at this point, I like to walk away for a few days, then come back and read it again. And usually there'll be some edits that will kind of stand out to me. So make those edits and now find some people that you trust, whose opinion you actually value, and ask them to read the article if they're open to doing that for you. Take their feedback in and incorporate what you want. And now you'll have an article that you're ready to roll with. In reality, you probably spent more time doing it this way than if you just actually wrote the freaking thing. But I assure you, unless you're an incredible writer, that the content that you produce doing this is going to be far better than if you just wrote it yourself or if you just used AI to write it for you. So here's the bottom line. AI is powerful, but it's not magic. It's the people that know how to judge good quality, those that can recognize good enough from complete shit to great, that are really going to be able to wield AI at its highest level. Collaborate with AI, push it, refine it. Make sure you get your own unique voice injected into it. The future of content creation isn't going to be just about using AI. It's going to be how to leverage AI to produce exceptional work. So go out there, try different things, experiment, push the limits, and create something great.